Hope everyone's doing well. How is everybody doing?
I'm doing well. I had a few questions, Emily. Can I just briefly ask them?
Sure.
Yeah. So in regards to this, the public service leadership, right? I just
Mhm.
wanted to make sure. So the criteria is that we have to have 3 attendance dates for the graduation, submit in the pre and post evaluations. The volunteer is optional, correct?
Correct. Yes.
And then the mandatory is the college senate meeting is mandatory because I know there was supposed to be one, I believe, last week, but then it was canceled. So I'm not sure, like, are they still gonna have the one that's on the 23rd, or what's going on with that, the college senate meeting?
You can actually search for, I wonder if Victoria, if you can actually post the link. If you Google uh College Senate Lehman, you
Okay.
can actually see the schedule for the College Senate. And
Okay.
it's the center one that it's usually the first Wednesday of every month, usually.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Okay, yeah, because I wasn't aware of that. I only saw the 3 dates that were listed on the
Yeah,
chat, and then I thought that was the only availability that they have for it. So, but to attend, we have to mandatory attend one of those meetings, correct? For this
correct.
for this workshop.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. If
And
but I know you travel, so if you have issues, we can try to come up with an accommodation to make sure that, there's some sort of equivalent. So just let me know if those dates don't work for you.
okay, no problem. If there's gonna be one in the beginning of April, like you said it's the first Wednesday of every month, correct?
Usually, yeah. And Victoria just put it in the chat.
Yeah,
Okay, all right. So I'll look into it and then I'll get back to you because the next time I'm going to be traveling is the end of April to Chicago. So
Oh
if
yeah.
there's any in the beginning of April, that would be fine. I can
I see it right now. It's April 2nd.
April 2nd. Okay.
Yeah.
I think that I can probably make I'll look into my schedule and then get back to you for that. And then the graduation date is on the 30th of April, correct? For this
Correct.
workshop.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much. That's all.
No problem. You're always on top of things.
I like to
Yeah.
be.
Yeah.
Yes, Emily, also to everyone else, I thought it would be a great opportunity to present what's going on this week. This week, Thursday, in the Lovinger, I got the mayor of Mount Vernon coming to judge my talent show and a couple of other industry people from the music and entertainment industry. And I thought it would be relevant to this conversation because I know a lot of people really want to go into politics, and she's going to be open for networking and everything like that. So that'll be next Thursday. Here's the flyer. So you can see it.
Beautiful. I
It'll
was
be
just gonna
next Thursday at 5 p.m. in the Lovinger if y'all interested.
can you share the flyer in the WhatsApp group chat?
Yes, I can.
Saying thank you. I'm gonna reshare that with all the leadership workshops. So
Please, and it's CUNY wide. It's the three Bronx CUNY schools battling for the trophy, for the talent show trophy, and it's a nice production. And afterward, like I said, you can network with the mayor and everything. She's here to speak to the students because she's a CUNY alum. She graduated from Hunter.
nice.
All right. And her name is Mayor Sean Patterson Howard from Mount Vernon.
That sounds like it's gonna be a really good event.
All right. And I'm going to share it to the chat as soon as possible.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, I see Gio just came in. So um we'll make him co-host or host and start recording.
Oh yeah. Forgot about that.
Hi everyone.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, done.
All right, awesome. If you have any more questions in general, you could, for based on graduation requirements, well, Mary or Victoria can help, or you can put it in the WhatsApp chat. And I'm gonna be leaving. So I hope everybody enjoys this workshop.
Thank you, Emily.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Emily.
See you,
Thank-
Emily.
Mm.
Feel better, Emily?
Good evening, everyone. Thank you very much for coming for the last session. I hope you all have a great weekend. It's going to be the initial purpose of the session was to actually meet in person. But I spoke with Campus Life and we've decided to put it back online. I'm gonna first pause the recording because actually, let's keep it running. So today we'll be in two phases. Phase number one is I'm going to share in the chat a survey that I want you all to respond to. The survey is a reflection of interest. Somebody else got off the call? Yeah, somebody just left. Okay. We are going to respond. We are going to respond to the survey. There are a few questions that I wrote down, and I want you to be really, really detailed and specific in your answer. It's going to be a reflection, and I want us to have it in the classroom together, because one of the most important things that we have to understand as leaders is we always need to have time to actually think. I think and reflect. You may have realized that it's getting more and more difficult these days to have people who are actually thinking back on the decision that they have made in the past and realize that, oh, this is wrong and I should have not done it, or acknowledge some of the bad steps that they may have taken, which is normal because we are human. And unfortunately, people always like to blame others than acknowledging responsibility. But as Lehman students, especially Lehman leaders, there's one critical skill that you really need is to be able to constantly reevaluate yourself. I'm not saying to always second guess yourself, but reevaluate yourself in terms of where am I on the path to becoming a better person, and also where am I on the path of serving the students. The second part of the class will be an open conversation. I've asked somebody to join us. Hopefully that person will be able to join. I don't have an answer yet, but I'm actually sending a reminder to the person, but that person have not replied. I suppose they are busy. But the second part of the session will be really an open conversation in terms of any other question that you have about SGA, but also any other question that you have about your future in public service at school level, whether you are club leaders and whatnot. And honestly, any other question that you may have in terms of how to progress as a person. I have some experience that I might share with you. I know some of you have a few questions about a few things that I've done when I was student body president. So I'm also here to answer those questions and give you tips. So I copied and pasted the link in the chat, the Google form. And if you are, whether you are on your computer or on your phone, I hope you all have opened the Google form. And I want you to answer those questions. However, do not submit the form before I tell you to do. What we are going to do, the answers that you are going to provide, there's Kendra in the waiting room. The answers that you are going to provide, we will enhance those answers with artificial intelligence. The other part of the course, for the people who have never used AI, is also to give you the option of using AI to enhance your response. Before we start, has anybody in the class never used ChatGPT?
Has never used
Yeah.
ChatGPT? Yeah, I've
Yeah.
never used that.
Who is talking? Shantu Shah?
Yeah,
Is that-
yeah.
All
that's
right,
it.
great. 1 second. I am actually in the office, and when you guys speak, your voice is so loud. I'm using the room system. 1 second. Can anybody speak one more time? Just for test. Anybody say something?
Hello.
Okay, great. Thank you. It's working. Yeah. Okay, so you never use ChatGPT. All right, great. It's still fine. I'm going to share my screen and tell you exactly what to do. So please answer the questions when you come to the 1, 2, 3, the fourth question. What were the most valuable thing you learned during this session? Please let me know. You can type in the chat or say that you are actually at that specific point. And again, if you can open your camera, please open your camera. That'll be beautiful. So I don't feel
Emil,
Yes, Kendra.
sorry I got here late. Can you please repost the questions in the chat?
Yeah. Okay, so
Thank
this
you.
is form. All right. So this is the form, and I want you to answer thoroughly and truthfully. But when you get to question number 1, 2, 3, question number 4, and you answer question number 4, let me know. Is there anybody who is an English major in the class? Anybody English major, or anybody is a good writer, very good writer, have experience in writing long essays? No? Okay. And if I don't see anything in the chat, I suppose that all of you have been able to open and access the form, and all of you are currently responding. Can I assume that Kenra, yes, Ashanti, Jared, Ashanti, yes, Jared, Raphael, Raphael, do you have access to the form?
Yes, almost done with it.
What question are you on right now?
It's the last one actually. It's the how will you describe the instructor's teaching style, and that's it.
No, wait, actually. There is an how many questions do you see? The last question should be, what are your next steps after this class?
Oh, I my answer is take on a leadership role
No, you
and
don't have to say it out loud. So just
well, I completed that question if
yeah,
that's
okay.
what you're wondering. And I
Yeah.
finished the form now.
Do not submit yet.
Oh,
Did you submit the form?
yes.
Okay. Can you You have to reopen the form again.
My apologies.
Please do not sub. You can fill out all the answers, but do not submit the form yet, please.
Okay.
Raphael, since you finished, responding to the forum, and you are still rewriting it. Yes, can you please go on this website? I'm gonna type it in the chat. I'm gonna put it in the chat. Still log out, it's fine.
Can you please let Naya, sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name,
No, that's
know
fine.
what we're doing? I just sent the link to the form again so she can see it. If you can explain to her, please, what she has to do.
Okay, Naya, welcome to the class. I was saying to your classmate earlier, this is the last session. I haven't seen you in a long time. I hope you are well.
Yeah.
I was telling to your classmate earlier that we sent a form in the chat, and I'm asking all your classmates to fill out the form right now. When you finish filling out the form, do not submit. Wait before submitting. Ashanti, are you done with the form? Shantusha and Jared.
I'm still working on it.
Okay,
Because I'm
great.
writing, I'm on the question 4 writing.
Okay,
I'm finished.
great. Do not submit.
Almost done.
Okay, do not. Okay. Kendra, go ahead.
At question 4, should I continue or?
Yeah, fill out the complete form. Just do not submit
Okay.
it.
Sorry, I don't see the form in the chat.
It's the last link that Wilmarie sent. Wilmarie-
Last name is Moya, Moya.
No, it's the last link that Wilmarie she just sent it in the chat again.
I see it.
Great. And I'm going to pause the recording for a minute. Keep the recording. Yeah. So the next step is now we have 10 minutes. I was not thinking that the first part will take that much of a time. However, we can finish in 10 minutes. The next 10 minutes is really an open floor question in terms of next steps. The whole goal of this class was to train you to become SGA members, whether you are senators or officers. That was the core of this first class. It's the first time we are running this class, and the answers to the survey are going to be definitely helpful. But it's also for me the opportunity to open the floor to listen to all of you in terms of what question do you have for me right now. And it doesn't have to be SGA related. I can always stop the recording if you all want, and if you don't want to be recorded, completely fine. Actually, I'll just pause the record that.
Only hand is still up.
And we'll do the screenshots. All right, one. What's up? You said?
O'Neill hands is still up. So
Yeah.
there's gonna be a hand up in the picture.
Yeah. Oh, just 1 second. Onya, we will lower your hands. quickly, but don't worry. I know you are in class. If you can also type your question in the chat. I know you have a question. All right. 1, 2, 3.
Demon.
Amen.
Almost. Okay, great. I think that's enough. All right. Questions. I have another question. Only if you can type your question in the chat. If not, Jared has a question. He said, how did you manage to set yourself as SGA? What was your first step, if you remember? I was taking a leadership class, actually. I took the introduction to leadership class and the advanced leadership class. So when we were doing the advanced to leadership class, the pandemic started. So we all went remotely. The teacher for the advanced leadership class was Jada Quinlan. She was running for president at that time, and she was looking for people. The good thing about SGA is, and again, which is the immediate segue that I will do in a few seconds. It's always ideal to join a slate, a group of people who actually want to run. It's better to run together than to run alone. So Jada was asking actually who wants to join SGA. The advantage that I had, I was a CS major. I was doing a lot of graphic design at that time, and I was quite good. So I had a meeting with Jada. I said, Jada, I am interested in joining your team. So she asked me, what position do you want? I told her technology and design officer. And before she even said yes, I told her, this is what I think that we can do to improve our campaign strategy online. I had a few flyers that I've done to a previous organization back in the days. So I sent her the flyer and I said, this is a strategy that we can use to actually win the election. She was really happy. She liked it. I put together the strategy. We created multiple flyers throughout the campaign, and we won the election. After we won the election, and we started in, if I recall correctly, we started our term in on June 1st, 2020. We are all remote, as you know, so it was quite a challenging year. SGA did what they can do best, hosting event online. And the good thing about me, I was already really online friendly. I didn't really have any issue with Zoom and all these things. So whether it was hosting event online, managing the digital marketing campaign was easy. Toward the end of the term, I decided to run for president. And when I decided to run for president, I ran with a specific platform. I took 1 year to explore the organization, SGA, and identify the problem that we have. The most salient problem was the stipend of the senator. And I was really, really engaged to change it. But we also had another problem. It was, I would say, a long-term how can I put it? SGA did not have a long-term vision. It's a 1-year term, and it's easy for president to just stop and say, okay, one year term, we are just going to create event and leave. If you recall at the first session, I told you it's important for you to have a vision. What's your vision for the organization? What's your vision for SGA? For me, it was not just like, I'm gonna come and increase the stipend of the senator. It's great, but for what? Why? Why are you doing that? For the senator to be more active in SGA, but why? The more active they are, the more engaged they are in the community, the more event they can create, the more students will participate in campus life. So really find your why, because that's important. The second thing, in terms of long-term plan, as an organization, and you may have seen it, every organization has a long-term plan. In 5 years, this is what we want. In 10 years, this is what we want. My dream back then, or my long-term goal back then, was like 2 years after my departure as president, we will have a full SGA. We will have election where people where what's it called? We will have election where people actually, at least two people are running per position, and if they are not running, if they are not two people running for positions, notably the lower position, at least I want two people running for the president position. And if memory serves me well, at least the last special election and the election before that, there were at least two people running for president. Will Mary correct me if I'm wrong? That was one of my,
Yes,
yes,
yes, both times.
exactly. So that was one of my goals, but how can I make it happen? It was, yes, the group photo will be sent in a WhatsApp chat, was by increasing the stipend of the senator and creating more opportunity for SG and making sure that there's a structure in the organization. Structure is really important as a leader, because if you don't have a structure, if you don't have something to stand on, the whole organization is going to fail. The goal of you becoming SG member, yes, is to help the student, but how are you going to help the student? What are you going to do? That's also one of the reasons why I wanted you all to work on the cases, because they give you the experience of this is what's actually happening. And all of you have seen how difficult is it. Just even to talk between among yourselves, to negotiate a specific agreement. And sometimes the negotiation might happen, people will say yes, but you come back and you'll be like, oh, we didn't agree to that, or oh, I changed my mind. And those things happen in real life. So yeah, that's really my 2 cents on how did I set myself up to SG and why do I do what I do. At the end of the day, and something that is also important, I have to mention, it also sets you up for the future. But it only sets you up for the future if you put in the work. My ability to be able to speak in public and teach you guys stem from the fact that I spent time in SG, actually did the work. There are a few people, actually, there are many people, and I know I am on record where I'm saying that, but there are many people that have done SG in the past, not only at Lehman, but on other campuses that you cannot invite back and say, oh, come teach a class to them. That won't be possible. They will not be able to do that. And you also have to remember that Lehman is not that big of a campus. Last year, I was doing a competitive interview, and I met a lot of young people. I met one SG president. Her budget was $2 million here in the US. I cannot tell you the university, but her budget was $2 million. I was like, what? How do you manage that amount of money? And that girl was freaking smart. I was so surprised. I thought I did something, but when I was looking at her, I was like, this girl was fire. She was doing a great job, because managing that budget at 22-year-old, this is insane. And she was getting crazy praise from her university, because she was doing a great job. Yes, some of you might come for SJ for the quote unquote glory, because you need to tell on campus that you are from SG. If you want to do that, it's good. It's fine by me. I don't really care. But do something for your fellow classmates. As long as it's bigger than you, it's going to be helpful. And you will see. Sometimes the more busy you are, you might even forget about your own problems and be a little bit happier, because you will realize that some of the students that you are serving are in much, much, much worse condition, especially in those times. Lehman has a lot of undocumented students who need your help, especially in these climates. I've dealt with that in the past. So I know how challenging it can be for some of your peers. And if you all are secure, why don't you go and help your fellow human being? If anything is going to make you a little bit more happier. And I don't disregard your own problem. We all have our own problems. But remember, sometimes they are bigger. Kendra, go ahead. I think it's time to go.
I didn't want to stop your train of thought because I
No.
actually liked where you were. I was just a quite quick question. The post evaluation, do we have to do one for each of the class? Because I realized they're the same thing. For example,
Victoria
I just did
and
the introduction for leadership this afternoon at 3, and it's basically the same form, the same questions.
I see. Victoria, will Mary, can you take that? I don't know. I
Can,
really
I
don't
mean,
know this.
can you ask the question again? I'm sorry.
okay, the post evaluation form, apart from the what you learned from the course, like there are 2 questions that might be distinct for each course that we took. But for example, the ones that are doing multiple courses, for the introduction to leadership, introduction to public service through SGA, and the leadership for all. That's the second one I'm doing for today, and the questions are the same.
Okay, let me look.
My only difference in the answers may just be, for example, my mentor, because Emil is not in the other 2. But
Mhm.
for example, Emily might be in the 2 others. So
Kendra,
it
to
m-
respond, if you are asking about the post leadership form, yes, it's only one for
for the
all.
3.
Yes,
Okay, because I was fooling another one and I realized. Okay, thank you.
you're
All right.
welcome.
And continue, Emil. It was a good discussion. I was listening.
Yeah. So please join SGA in as a senator or as a member. I would encourage you to join a slate. Will Marie, I think you are still running for this year, right? For next year.
I have to apply again. Yeah, this is my
Oh, you
last
have to
term.
apply. Okay, great. So I would encourage you to ask Will Marie or Emily to uh, I'm not advertising any slates. I cannot even do that, but ask at least Will Murray or Emily what's helpful, how they can join how you can join the organization, and they will help you apply. All right, I know it's time for people to go. Thank you everybody for coming. I have my LinkedIn. If you can reach me on LinkedIn, is my name. My phone number is in the group chat as well. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions. And hopefully I'll see you very soon. If not, if I see you in person on the subway and I don't recognize you, please come to me. All right, everybody.